Does that look cool? I was over here in this corner right here, man. I'm gonna tell you, this was pretty cool. And I felt like when that sun was really down low, and I was standing right here going, rah! Rah! I am the ghost of Gondolier. And I came to steal your soul. I don't know if this works or not. Is that fancy? Is that some great choreographed, filming? Um, know the B term, robbing. Set the notification so I don't miss it. Yeah, well, it's been an hour. I'm gonna get everybody's goon.com, and we'll work on some things, man. We'll probably do something else. I like really probably something more. If I know that I could share my screen, I don't think they used to allow you to do that. That's the most of this thing. But man, ladies and gentlemen, folks, great people of the world, Antonio Dropoff says he's going to sign off right now. But you have a good day. And do not, I'm going to say, my friend, I don't know. Let me see. It's just me and Pi working for RA's defense. I mean, it would be a fucking bummer if he were innocent. But I don't know, man. He puts himself there. Convince me not. I'll hang out with you. I mean, tell me what you think. Here, let me bring this thing down here. I mean, I'm open to. I mean, I'm technically, I'm not totally opposed to this man. I mean, he's not been convicted yet. I mean, I dig that. I mean, I know that you and I know he's not been convicted yet. Let's go and hear something a little bit more comfortable. I'll sit down here and we'll make ourselves at home onto the .com. Hold on one second. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been the last several years of my life has been so damn busy. Man, I've been on the road so much, man, and I hadn't had any of this stuff set up at this particular location. I've been here for 7 or 8 years. And, man, we've been raising children and shit. And I finally got time to actually sit down and think about something for a minute, which is not always easy to do. It sounds a lot easier than it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. But tell me about it. I mean, where you at here? Look up robbing. Thanks, B Rad. Now I want to know. No. You can't throw up his defense and then leave on me, man. You got to tell me why you feel that he needs. I mean, I get he needs a defense. I'm all about him having a defense, but what's his defense going to be? Mental? That's the only way I see it. Because there's nothing else. If he said this crazy son of a bitch, other than the fact that he is mental, am I wrong or am I wrong? Or am I right? Okay, so a lot of people believe we went to the moon 100% because of the flag. Okay. The flag's there. Therefore, we've been to the moon. Okay. I look like one of those guys myself, man. Come here. Give you an investigation. This is what Antonio does. He put on this glove and they give an investigation. Okay, so we didn't go to the moon. What the hell's that got to do with Richard Allen? His crazy ass. This dude's nuts. You can tell he's nuts, man. This guy, man, he's that's what they'll say down here where I'm at. Is like he's nuttier than a fruitcake.com. No. He's Seriously, I mean, he's bound to have had some mental challenges. I mean, there's a prevailing wind of thought that says that he has been had these series of blow ups over the years where he had to be tended to by medical facilities, medical personnel, and go to Reddit and look up fight porn, and you'll see people all the time that are walking down the street and for no reason at all, bullshit pops up, and the next thing you know, they're pissed off. They got some underlying mental health challenges going on. Number one, number two, they probably have some kind of a substance abuse issue going on. They're probably fucked up, to use a lack of better words, on alcohol and probably some pills or some other kinds of drugs. Well, black and white is good. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing out, my little perspective is that, you see people overreact to stuff all the time. People do overreact all the time. They get just, as we say, this guy flies shitty, just goes really quick to fly shitty. You don't want to be the type that just to be quickly flying shitty, because you'll get into shit like Richard Allen got into. But now I'm open to another thing. It's kind of disturbing to me that that there would be multiple evils chasing those girls across that bridge. The thought that in a small town America, or any place in the fucking world, honestly, any place in the world, you have a scenario where a 13 and a 14-year-old girl, which, I'll walk in a trail, which, there are 13 and 14-year-old kids out here walking trails. I usually go with my children because it just scares the shit out of me, specifically after death. I mean, again, we're living post death. So these two evils chasing these girls across that bridge, that's disturbing in a small town. When I think about that particular angle on things, I go, man, that's just wrong when you think about it. It's disturbing. It's kind of hard to swallow. You think about the two evils, to like Kegan Kline. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that. I mean, it does to me. I've definitely not washed out the scenario of someone else being involved, because it looks like it. Everybody always talks about how he looked. Even some of the witnesses said he was in a hurry, walking toward, like he's going somewhere in a hurry. But he. So it looks like maybe he knew what he was doing, but again, we don't know everything that happened here. I had this discussion one time with the law enforcement mentioned it with this case. They were talking about how the camera is wider than just what you see, and that's what I was talking about a little bit ago with clean shop areas. But I was living in a big curve one time, and I lived on this side of the curve, and there was another house on the other side of the curve on the other side of the road. So I was pulling out this driveway going this way, and this person was pulling out and got killed. He got killed. I never knew about it. It happened that morning at the exact same time. It's just that I was just a woods there, 1 acre of woods. Not even that, really, probably one time you narrow it down, but I didn't know about it. Okay. From the evidence I have is zero. I agree with that. I agree with everything you said, but I'm not going to be very controversial. So the evidence I have is zero. What I do is questions. I hope trial questions. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm waiting on. I've been kind of quiet on it because I just want to know what the evidence suggests. In particular, I want to know if there's any DNA evidence. I mean, you would think that there would have been, given the circumstances of what was going on. the defense acts like that it's not, and there is apparently no digital evidence. We don't know about that. But I mean, if there's no digital evidence tying him there, it's probably like some kind of a reactionary thing, man. Seriously, just think about it. You see people all the time that get pissed off. I was said inside the Discord things a lot of times like, man, he was probably out there taking a piss and he got caught and they laughed at him, said hi, and he was like, just being, not even mean toward him, just giggling that he got caught peeing and he got threatened by it. You said my man is some young lady, and get pissed off. He's messed up. He's mentally ill. He's fucked up, and he chases them down. He thinks about it for a second. He stews. Sits there, these bitches laughed at me. And they're out there, right there. I got them cornered. Let's see who fucks with who. Chases out there across there, goes out there, confronts them, and just seeing what would happen. And then, bam, it all went down quick. And when it goes down quick and things start happening, bam, 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 bam. And the next thing you know, it's bad. I've seen it happen. I've seen people make very, very, very bad decisions and just not even thinking about it. Well, but the gun thing, he purchased that gun in 2001, before 9/11, probably. And a lot of things changed. I don't know when he bought it. He may have bought it right around his birthday, which is, September, 9th or something like that, before 9/11. Things changed after 9/11 is what I'm trying to say. So if he bought that gun a long time ago, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, it wouldn't be as much of a trail. Yeah, I mean, once you know about it, you can chase it back down. You can follow it and say, yeah, well, yeah, here's the receipts in the box with it. He bought it from Campbell's pawn shop 2 towns over, whatever, wherever he may have bought it in Illinois. We don't know where he bought the damn thing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is my opinion about Richard Allen. When he went up there and spoke to this conservation officer or whomever it is that he spoke with, I think he turned him on to the girls. I think there was already rumors flying around town about this being the Snapchat murders. And there was this thing with this other thing. They knew it was talking. These girls were talking to people, and there's probably no telling how many people they were talking to. You're a social butterfly. You look at my inbox, there's a million fucking people in there all the time. But anyway, I think that he kind of turned him on to the girls. Oh yeah, I saw 3 girls down there. There's 3 girls. They're probably the ones who did it. They're probably. You see any girls down there? I mean, they were probably even feeding it. How stuff does. It's confirmation bias. Yeah, the girls. Yeah, I saw 3 girls down there. Yeah, I saw 3 girls down there. And geofencing is a good deal. But I mean, a lot of things have changed since 2017. That's the things we forget, man. There's a lot of my 2017 that was washed away. Hard drive got messed up, just like the county. Things got written. And there's man, look at me. I grant you that if all you had a picture of me walking down through there, and 2 or 3 of my buddies, it's grainy, you would suspect all of us. You point all of us out because they're just white dudes from Ireland and England, Scots, Irish, English people. Everybody looks the same in those little areas like that. And you're walking around there and everybody wears the same clothes that come from Walmart and Sharps and the same little town, the same little stores. I don't think it's easy. It's frustrating, that a person, I would think in my mind, I bet it's different now, but in my mind, I'm thinking, God, I thought they were following us closer than that. You're talking about the geofencing. I figured that like 2 or 3 hours after they went in there and got this thing going, that they could look and see, they could start catching up real quick. That there would be DNA, that there would be their ability to isolate that area. Then you start thinking about they had to have warrants and all this kind of stuff to get off that. I mean, you would think that in a case this big, that they wouldn't lose such things. That's crazy. You start thinking about it. You would, even my little pictures that I put on the internet of me and donkeys and stuff, I have them in triplicate. I have them on my computer, not much. I have them in at least two places on the web, and I do backups occasionally to I don't know. I can't imagine them losing it. But yeah, shit happens. Things get tore up. Things get over. You got a lot of hands touching something. Like I said, I've just gotten to the point to where it's just Richard Allen all the way for me. This guy, he just has all those things. He's never said he's not guilty. Uh, Now, again, there could have been other people involved in it. There could have been some things going on, but just look at it, though, man. This guy, to me, I've always felt for what push buttons called the Abbey angle, honestly, because here's his house, here's Abby's house, just right down there, and Abby's house technically could have been on the way there, technically. I don't understand, like if it were going to be multiple people involved, and if it were going to be planned, there's absolutely no way I would have parked where you parked at. No way. I would have went up under the bridge, on that little trail that went right by Abby's house. And I would have went up under there. Maybe that's why he didn't, because he had to go back by Abby's house. I don't know. But I would have went under there and had my buddies go under there. I go across the bridge, push them down the hill, put them in the car, and carry them into a controlled area. There's no control there. You're out there in broad open daylight. There's no way this was planned unless it was just a murder plan. Like the Abbey, like maybe he knew, maybe he was pissed off at one of the girl's mothers that didn't want to date him or something. And he's following them around. And he figured out, he got wind that they were there and went over there. Other than that, it just seems reactionary. If there was somebody else involved, why were they not at the bottom of that bridge on that little road, the access road? It comes right by Abby's house, right to the road. His house. He should have been the one to go there, and whoever else should have chased him down through there. If that's a trout, I mean, why? Why? Why everything's going like they did? Could have been that they went, but they went down the hill and didn't get in the car. Apparently, either that or the car didn't show up like it was supposed to. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe Kagan was supposed to be there. Maybe he didn't pull up his side of the deal and then left Richard Allen hanging. And Richard Allen was like, what the fuck am I going to do now? There's nobody here at the bottom of the bridge to pick these girls up and tear them somewhere. They're a bunch of, wussies. And now I'm stuck here. We met at the Marathon gas station. We knew then what the plan was. I was going to chase them across the bridge. You got them hooked in. They're there. Oh shit, they're there. Let's go. Chase across the bridge. Go down the hill. Put them in the car. We'll carry them to wherever. Good to go. Kagan didn't shows up. He gets down the hill. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? I better carry him down into the water. Wash the DNA off. Because I got to get. There's no way that I can leave out of here now. I got to kill these girls. I saw this little case last night where this guy, he killed his wife, or his soon-to-be wife, because of money. He didn't have the money to pay for the wedding. He'd been lying about the money. Killed her. Another guy saw this morning was he killed his wife, his wife, a long-term marriage, had 2 or 3 kids, what have you, because they're about to lose the house. She didn't want to know. Didn't want to tell her. That's what his excuse was. So people just make very bad, dumb decisions about when they kill people. He kidnapped them. He could have just went to jail for kidnapping, but he killed him. Overreacted. Previous issues doesn't equate to the crime scene in my mind. What is a crime scene? Tell me what it is. I don't know what it is. I had never seen the crime scene. I hear people that have. A lot of people explain what they see in that crime scene, but I've never seen it. And the people that I have heard, like Inquisitor and others, You know, there you go. Kagan being let go for years. I don't understand that. I don't. Maybe they were trying to catch who this other person was. I don't know about the. I don't know. I've never seen papers on the hotel deal. I've heard about it. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. It's interesting. A hotel deal. Who'd go to the hotel with that dude, man? He'd probably have to pay. That'd cost law enforcement a lot of money. You know. Well, I mean, if I kill somebody, I'm not going to leave it to just be like that. I'm going to be staging it. And that's what they said. There was some weird staging going on. Is to put him off. And look, man, I'm at his age, 44, 45 back then, I knew about Odinism stuff. I mean, I definitely knew about Odinism. I've studied this stuff. I knew enough about, and I've definitely heard of, runes before and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, I could see where he would, do things just to make it look not like me. And apparently he did pretty good because if there's no DNA, and he was right there by that water, he's pretty smart. And he walked away and he went and talked to the police about it and blamed it on somebody else. And then disappeared into the crowd. 7 years, 6 years. That's mucho bueno. That's pretty wild. That's what's so intriguing about it. This dude, it probably wasn't even planned. Probably. He overreacted and he covered it up. And then he went and interacted with it instead of just staying out of the way. Yes, he went up there and he interacted with it. He put himself a part of it. Ooh, well, there you go. You know, there's all kinds of things out there. You're welcome to see it. Outside of the grid, backwards at gmail.com. It's Derja Bush Bush. Derja Bush Bush at gmail.com. Yeah, like I said, I'm too rational. I'm one of those folks that I've been sober for a while. If I was drinking, it'd be different. And a lot of times on this channel, what I did, was, I'd get on there with old buddy and we were just drinking. I just relapsed back in 2021. By the time we started doing the show, and I was on there just drinking and shit all the time. You still around now? But then, after being about 4 months sober, I just kind of, I'm not drinking every day. My mind is different. Yeah, I'm still smoking pot and such, but that's just my medicine, man. Um, why guilty? Oh well, I mean, he put himself there. And then once they identified who he was, and it was probably pretty easy to put him there. But the investigative work did not lead him there. I don't think. We don't know how we don't know. We don't know what that lead was that got him there. Did his wife or somebody turn him in? That's kind of one of the theories going on now. Was that his wife or his daughter is the person that leaked on him that turned him in? I can't say that for sure. Perhaps it was another thing that came to my mind. People like putting these conspiracies on there, man. But look here, this is about to be election time, and I'm up for election. I can guarantee you that I'm gonna have everybody do like Doug Carter says, go deep. I want every single things. I want everything turned over, and then you run across it over that weekend. Holy shit! Look what we found, Richard White Drive, Whiteman's Drive, Richard Whiteman. Who the fuck is Richard Whiteman? There's no Richard Whiteman. There's a Richard Island on a Whiteman Drive. He placed himself on the bridge. 2. Well, I mean, the law enforcement. Law enforcement says that he placed himself there and that his bullet, his unspent cartridge with markings, tool markings, which, I mean, I grant you that my pair of pliers right here, this pair of pliers has tool markings that no other pair of pliers has. because I use it on the things that I use it for. And one particular thing I use it for is cleaning out my little smoker deal. And it's going to have, I grant you that there's going to be specific marks on this thing because of the way I use this thing. And that gun will definitely have markings on it. I've actually played with it myself some. There's a, this is a shotgun right here. But whenever this thing here, you can see, let me get a rifle here somewhere. I keep this three of them around there, down there. Here's one right here. This has a similar mechanism as what you would have on there. But you see, inside of here, and this is for everybody there who looks into it, there's all kinds of little things in there that grab that bullet and push it in and out of where it needs to go. It may eject it from the gun, or it may push it into the barrel. And every time it does it, it has little mechanisms that are grabbing it. And it has to. And sometimes it may even go through there 2 or 3 times. With a lot of times with this, I'll have the same cartridge in there multiple times. You know, when I go hunting or just out shooting or whatever, I'll put them in and I'll take them out. And it's cocked it up. You don't want to go out there. So yeah, so the fact that they can put him there right betwixt those girls, and then they talk about the time and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen those reports. But yeah, you know, it's election times are very intense. I've been involved with those. I've worked on campaigns as well. You know, there's one YouTuber that's involved in it that's worked on campaigns, and I have as well. And for both parties actually. And so I don't know. I'm just totally not conspiratorial on it right now. I don't think so. I think the dude fucked up. And now, yeah, he probably did freak the fuck out at one point in time there, you know. Because you realize what you do. You think about it. Think about waking up to that. But now there's another part that says that he's evil, you know. Like I said, it's the questions. How many bullet toolboxes were tested in the 6 years before I was arrested? We know there was at least one other 40 caliber gun that was confiscated. Who was it? People have talked about it recently. You know, who 2 or 3 they went in, they did a search warrant, and they pulled the 40 caliber. I imagine even Ron Logan's was tested. If he had a 40 caliber, I grant you it was tested. I'm telling you, there's no way out of it. I'm telling you right now, unless there's some really sneaky shit, unless there is some kind of Odinism thing going on. I mean, again, it could be, you know, a group of mice and men that did it. I just don't know. I mean, what would be the motive? The motive to me is just reactionary bullshit. You see it so much. Think back to that point in time. This was brand new elections. There was a whole sense of rebellion in the world, and you know, don't tread on me, and guns. It's a whole different thing, man. You know, people were very rebellious back then. You know, you don't fuck around me, bro. You little fucking bitches. Come on here, man. You know, I'm trying to take a piss. I'll come on laughing at me and shit. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. You know, I would think you should sit beside a tree and yeah. I don't know. What PC? What now? What's that? Like for Ron, I think they had to keep it quiet. That was one of those things they would keep it quiet. They mentioned guns. There was 2 search. Big talked about this actually. There was 2 searches at Ron Logan's, and you may not have seen the first. PCA. I hadn't found any holes yet. I mean, I grant you. I mean, of all the stuff, I just went through it, went through it, and went through it. I spent hours with my eyes, my little apertures through which the universe looks at the one and the all. And I can't find those so far. But now, I mean, just given what the law enforcement is giving us, the stuff that the defense is giving us, I mean, I would be like, hey, man, give Richard Allen a chance if I knew there was a reason why. But there is no reason why. You know why? Because he's not giving us nothing but Odinism. I wasn't there. Why couldn't they say one questions rather than me? That's interesting. Well, I mean, I'm like right now, I'm gonna tell you this. It's like, I've been so lucky recently. I got elected as the president of South Arkansas Human Resources Association. It was a very proud moment for me. But whenever I got in there, I had to start making some changes to the bylaws. And when you start going there and you start watching the sausage making and what's goes on and stuff, and people arguing about this and good points being brought up and this and that. Well, it was this, it was that, and I mean, whenever you're watching the sausage making like we're all doing right now, it's going to get complicated. And it gets nasty sometimes because you're having to see the entrails. You're seeing all the gross stuff that's coming out. I've never watched a case this close. I've never seen a case like this. I don't think there probably are any. But, man, we're reading every word by the, the defense and the prosecuting attorneys and all the media and all the YouTube and all the Reddits and the, Facebook groups and all that stuff. There's just voluminous amounts of information just being tossed around out there. It's just crazy. Everything is getting tossed over and over and over and over and over again, and you have different eyes looking at it with different perspectives, and it's voluminously and it's vastly interesting. The voluminous amount of information that's available. It just really just drives me crazy. I could spend my whole life digging in with it. I mean, I'm almost it's kind of sad. It's kind of like getting this close to the end and like really forming an opinion now. I haven't really had an opinion on it before. If you go back and you listen to the very first podcast I ever created on it, I said that it was probably, at the time I was envisioning some dude because I didn't know about it. I hadn't read all the specifics. I just at the outside looking in, outside of the grid, and it just looked to me like it was like somebody passing through. It was, people at the time I was seeing lots of camps and tents and stuff around. This was back, before 2020, during that time period, 2021, first part of the, it was weird time. Everything was just crazy in the United States during, several years of just crazy insanity all the time. I may go back to it. I don't know, but it's I was assuming it was some guy that was passing through, living in a tent. There's all these trails all across the United States of America, highways, trails. People use them. They travel, walk, ride bicycles across those. Plus, I've been reading and studying about this case called Mostly Harmless. It was a through hiker. Anyway, I was reading about him. I was assuming it was somebody that was staying at that area there on the grounds there. They didn't get permission. They were staying there, and the girls came across there, and maybe they caught it. Maybe they saw him. But then I started reading about it, and I just that could be just canceled out. There's just too many people. That's probably not what the case is. Once you start reading about it, going in deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and then once there was an arrest, and we were able to look at all the stuff that's been put forth since then, and to me, it's just point blank. Richard Allen, why would law enforcement go through the embarrassment of this? They must believe that it's him, pretty much. They have. This is what pisses me off. Was that Nick McClellan was like, we do believe that other people involved with this. We do think that there are other actors involved. Thank you, Nick. Now that's what made everybody go crazy. But now they've changed their tune. They say, well, it's an RA only. Or have they said that? I don't know. We don't know yet. There may be other arrests yet. There's still room for it in the corner. There's room for a second party in this thing. Or even a third party, fourth party. Who knows? But right now, just what we have. I don't know. To me, I don't think KK and him showed up. If there was second party involved, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't do their end of the bargain. And then Richard Allen had to tend to it by himself. That's my opinion. And that's how he did it. Instead of just getting away and You know, he just killed him. He made a very bad decision. He probably was, you know, fucked up. And you can just look at him over the time there. You know, I don't know. He'd already lost a lot of weight. You know, before that, that could be indicative of depression, drug use, a number of things. You know, maybe he sobered up. Maybe he was a dry drunk. I don't know. Something caused this dude to be upset that day, or to be mad or wanting to do something to those girls. When they got down that hill, though, you know, he made the decision to push them off down another hill. Because if you go look at that area, there's not just one hill to go down. You got to go down the hill to the road and then down the hill to the floodplain, another floodplain, a more recent, more thorough, more used floodplain, and then down to the water, and then across the water, up the bank. It's pretty wild. But anyway, I'm gonna go get on with my Saturday. I appreciate the conversation, Zeke. It's been fun. I mean, I'm not trying to PP on anything, man. It's just my opinion. I don't know. Like I said, my brain is just very black and white, as a general rule. And I just go, it's nothing here, but it's this thing's done. This thing's done right now. Now, I would love to see if there are other people involved to get arrested. But goodbye. I may put on a show later on, man. I may do some music. I get a buddy. I've been thinking about. I got one buddy that's he's got cancer in his business. He has a restaurant, and they're not getting as much patronage. Um. Oh yeah. Hey man. I agree. I agree. That's why I say I thank you for joining me I've always enjoyed chatting with you over the years, 2 or 3 years now. So I mean, and I appreciate you. I respect you. I'm not mad at anything. And that's it. That's right. We wait for the trial and any other type things that we can get between now and then. But this has been fun. I enjoy talking about the case. There's so much little things you can dig into. But happy Saturday, man. We'll talk to you later. But you're on after a while. Let me see you. Over now.